Okay, we're live. Somebody let me know if we got some sound. Hey, preacher, can you hear me? Trying to put the stand down on the tablet. Hold on, I'm about to turn you around. All right, everybody ain't busy now. I'm glad to hear that, preacher. I didn't know you were going live tonight a while ago. Went on the thing. Why is it so cloudy looking? Give me a one of those screen white things.
Where's that?
Oh, there's a couple of them around here. Apparently the camera's dirty. We've gone from no sound to the screen being blurry now. Well, hang on, preacher. We're looking for something to clean it with. Who all we got in here tonight? I wonder where the camera's at. Camera must be on. Camera's right here. I see why it's cloudy.
Is this what you're talking about?
No. The thing like clean. Hey, Matt. There was one laying up there and one laying on the counter in the bedroom. Yeah, the screen's dirty. Darlene's trying to find something to clean it with. Hey, Brian. Everything's getting a little better. We've had some good weather. Y'all hang on a second. It's going to get dark for a minute. That was like something ought to have been done before we, yeah, that was something that should have been done before we, went live. Well, how's everything going everywhere else?
So long, so soon? Not today, Greg. From America's #1 clear-all root tetra.
Sorry, that's your ad.
Oh, yeah. Well, we couldn't have that mess. What about the sound? Hey, B-Bird, is this loud, doing good and everything? Oh, that's fine, Stephanie. Just as long as somebody don't steal it and try to copyright it or something, I don't care. I've been a little paranoid about that happening, but it's a pretty old saying. Hey, Clearwater. We kind of got a whole lot going on now. We got the garden started. We moved the garden. We got the path fixed going back to the trailer. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Arizona cowgirl. Hey, Geeky.
You got it pointed to the door.
I got it pointed at you. I don't know why it ain't working. Look at that right there. Got some kind of big news. We got a hammer mill now. We're gonna have to do some videos on that. Oh yeah, preacher, it's springtime. There's more work to do. We got some potatoes planted today.
Hey, preacher. Hey, everybody. How you doing?
We decided we're gonna dig a pond. Small pond. Not like a goldfish pond, but a small catfish pond. Hello, Alex. How are you doing? Well, Stephanie, I'll be honest with you. Around here,
Hey, Big Bird.
no-till's a hit and miss thing. There's no-till helps on some things and hurts on others. Yes, preacher, we got two. We got that old burr mill that y'all seen in so many videos, and then we've got a new hammer mill that one of our viewers bought us. And I'm gonna do a video on that and thank him for it and everything, you know.
Wanda, you should come by and see the baby piggies.
Alex Master said, well, thank you. What, I missed something?
Said hello.
Did I say hello? Y'all got to bear with me. My memory is horrible. Anyway, Alex, we're glad to have you. Wanda, you had to come over here one day. I can show you, Barry, and I'll tell you.
Makes feed.
Yeah, it beats it to death. Beats corn and stuff into a little bitty, into dust. But you can't make cow feed with the burr meal we've got, so we got to have the hammer meal. Comments are staying up a little better. Well, we've had a couple of weeks of incredibly bad luck and incredibly good weather. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Alex. I really am. Well, Steven, that's why we're doing well, I'm glad to hear that, B-Bird. Yeah, Stephanie, we got a water control issue. That's part of our thing.
That sounds good, Wanda.
And I need some field dirt to go under the new hog pen, so we're thinking about digging the pond, using the dirt to build up the hog pens, and having a catfish pond. Like a 40 by 50. Little square-sided, 6 foot deep catfish pond.
You were saying much deeper than that. Why? I think he was messing with me.
Hey, Warren, how you doing? Well, congratulations, preacher. I'm glad to hear that.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I'm glad to hear that too, Warren.
Hey, Ward, how are you doing?
What else is new in Houston? We got a skid steer loader. That thing is, I don't know how I ever live without that thing. We've got a lot of videos we've got to do. We've increased the garden back up to full size. We got rid of the cows. I might do a video on that too. We've established growing pigs finish your front. You top and feed. If you're really, you're like feeding feeder pigs, B-Bird, needs to be somewhere around 16%. Your maintenance feed can be as low as 10. And too high protein's bad. Too high kind of tear the stomach up and cause problems. Not enough to make them be unthrifty looking. Hair won't be shiny, stuff like that, you know. Won't gain weight like they ought to. Well, the one bad thing about this cover is you can't clean the screen like you want to. And the corners are dirty. And I'm OCD and I can't stand it. For fly prevention, Francis Ramon said, I'm not sure that says fly. If it's fly, there's some chemicals you put on what they call a mop, and they'll walk under it and get a little chemical on them. That and dragging your pasture, spreading that manure fairly regular. Will help some. Yes, we do, Lisa, some. We've got a few out there. We do videos about everything we do at some point in time. We're supposed to have a little bit more, you're the second or third person that's asked me about that, Brian. Until the other day, that's something I'd never heard of. Apparently, there's a stress gene in pigs. And I don't know if they just started calling it a stress gene and called it something else before. There's a gene that'll make them have seizures. Well, Matt, if you lime your pins, that'll help some, and you put out that fly bait. That's about all you can do. Or tell them. You can't tell them.
Well,
Tell them up, turn the poop into the ground.
the fly strips are also kind of cheap.
Yeah, we have used fly strips.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have done one today.
Good.
B-Bird, we planted potatoes today. But the gardening stuff, we've done videos on just about all the gardening stuff, and it's just.
Well, I mean, they're old now, so I guess
they're
we
old.
need to do a new series.
Now, people seem to like the ones of us, me running the tractors and stuff, and showing people how to use the tractors. I'll be right back.
Hey, guys. This is just not quite big enough camera. Can't get us both in there. How's everybody been doing?
Yeah, our heat air is broke right now.
Hey, Warren. Yep, he was breaking ground the other day and plowing. Well, that would have been making rows.
Yeah.
Making rows. So I guess we could have done videos on those. We're just getting started, so I'm pretty sure we could do.
He said I'm doing a good job of getting the bobcat up stuff.
Oh yeah, that was a sight. I wanted to videotape it, but I was afraid he would get mad because he got the cub stuck in. He used the. What do you call the thing on the front?
The bucket.
It is a bucket, even though it's big. Okay. He used the bucket to give it leverage and picked the front up and made the back go. I thought it was the coolest thing. He did a really good job. Hey Gordon, how you doing? Patch of Heaven, hey, how you doing? Matt wants to know what's wrong with the havoc or the heating there.
Man said I got to replace it, Matt. So we got to have a new one.
Yeah, it's
$5,500 worth.
devastating.
And I ain't got $55, much less $5,500.
Oh.
Ask Matt if he knows what it means when the intake and the return's reversed.
Matt, did you hear him? He wants to know if the intake and return is reversed.
You know what it
What
means when I say it's reversed.
Stephanie says she's exhausted, busy week, prepping garden beds. Gordon's here. Patch Heaven's here. Geeky's sorry here. I missed something. Gordon said that Gordon lost a friend. He was killed in a road accident yesterday. He was only 36. Sorry, Gordon. We're very sorry to hear that. Hey, Swatford Homestead? I think I said that right? Swatford?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. B-Bird says we keep hearing more homesteaders are moving away from tilling their soil because they said it actually damages it. What's your opinion?
That's crap.
Okay. Matt said never seen that happen in a single phase unit. Could be just faulty blower motor.
No, it's a temp star unit, Matt. I think it's a temp star. and the intake and the return are reversed. Means you got to have all your duct work. You can't cross it under the house. It ain't enough room.
Hey, Oak Blossom Farms. Brett, what team are you on? Country Homestead Preacher asked that. I don't know who Brett is. And then Matthew V said that vans are in the home for a few minutes. Hope y'all are well.
Well, they're talking about no-till versus till.
Oh.
Your yields don't lie, and tillage gives you the best yields. But
Brett and Cindy used to swap for Homestead.
yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Brett. I knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for clarifying, because I didn't know that. Hey, Brett and Cindy, how you doing?
What are we talking about? Tilling versus no tilling.
Uh-huh.
Tilling gives you better yields, but
Hey,
on a
Judy.
commercial farm, well, Matt, I got somebody to put it in. In fact, Matt called me. I didn't want to talk to you.
Right, because
I won't talk to you. I trust my HVAC guy. I trust him with all my heart. I still won't talk to
he
you.
seems to be.
Oh, hey, Judy. I ain't
Pretty
see Judy.
straight
Who
up.
else coming? Oh, yeah, he's the solid earth. He's
Oak Blossom. Say hey to them.
Oak Boston. Well, hey, Oak Boston.
They said hey from East Texas.
But on a commercial farm, diesel fuels.
Stung me. Delicious.
I appreciate that, Matt. What did Gordon say? Gordon, I can't pull your comment back. I keep losing it.
Caught his
I
friend.
call a 10-month-old baby. I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
Not from me, B-Bird. I had a cousin that made a good living doing it, but I'm too honest. I'm not a good salesman. I couldn't sell $10 bills for $3. I mean, I'm gonna tell you everything that's wrong with it, and probably tell you out to buy Ferguson anyway. And I mean, I used to sell new tractors for a little while. I keep hearing about shed wars, Brent, but I don't get much time to watch YouTube like I want to nowadays.
What does that mean? Shed wars.
That's shed wars. They're like sheds. I've heard something about it.
Tell me more, Brett. I want to know what it means.
Yes, you did, preacher.
Fix the clutch. Wow.
And I wish you were closer. I warned you about that, didn't I? The new Fergusons are the same way. They're made by some company in Korea, and they're just as bad. Well, y'all know we lost my brother week before last.
That's why we didn't have a live last week.
And we lost my uncle the week before that. And we got some other drama.
Licking at each other?
Picking.
Oh.
Well, we're going to do a video dedicated to Uncle William. We're going to do a video dedicated to my brother. Well, B-Bird, we never had any luck with the wood chips and the back to Eden, and we tried, between me and my brother, we tried it all. We tried everything they came up with small scale to see how it worked. And from straw bales on out, we've never had any luck. And we've commercial farmed no-till. And commercial no-till is actually a better deal for the farmer. You lose a little bit of yield, but you make the money back in diesel fuel. Yeah, that's what we ran into too, preachers. Too many ants, too many termites. And if termites get into your wood chips, they will kill your plants. And fire ants love wood chips too. Fire ants are bad enough anyway.
And I can't do fire ants. They love me.
And there's something you spray and kill fire ants, but I wouldn't recommend it in your garden. People spray their whole yard with it, but I'm funny about it. And it's not labeled for produce. I don't like it anywhere near a garden. We don't even spray the yard.
I got little dots, scars
They don't work
all up and
here.
down my arms from fire ants. They do love. They're bad here.
The black tarps don't work here, B-Bird, because the heat. Now I don't know if that's everywhere or not. I would assume somewhere cooler. Oh, that's an air drill, preacher. What do you call it? It's a seed drill. It's what you call an air drill. We don't use them around here. We just use a no-till drill, which is you know, Brent, my brother was the one that did the straw bales. He didn't have any trouble with fire ants. He sprayed his yard. Bifin. Everybody sprays the yard with bifin around here.
But is that the one that kills the chickens?
Yeah, the kill chickens too.
Yeah. It kills fire ants, but it kills chickens too, so we don't use it.
Well, it depends what strength you use in. It's homeowner grade bifin, it probably wouldn't, but I had a friend of mine many years ago was going to do me a favor and spray their yard for fire ants when I went home and killed the fire ants, and my chickens scratched through the dead fire ant hills and ate them. Arkansas Spear.
Old Australia.
Good to meet you. We've got a couple other friends in Australia.
Oh, that's a Q. What is the QLD? I thought it was OLD.
Queensland?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we got fire ants. Bad fire. You know that, Judy.
We
No,
even
I
have
haven't.
those what they call calculars. And no,
Well, we're
I
in
want to try them out and see how bad they sting. No.
we're in southeastern North Carolina, Stephanie, but I know they got them in Virginia. Amdro, yeah, we've used Amdro. I did too, Clearwater. Calculars ain't ants, they're wasps.
Yeah.
I learned that in my Charlie Brown Big Book of Knowledge.
They do have a sting. They said that they have a really bad sting. So
I've been told to be scared of them my whole life, and I ain't never had one sting me.
I don't think they're very aggressive, but still, I stay away
I know
from
you
them.
can't kill them. You stomp on them and grind them under your foot. And preacher said the female sting.
I know somebody stings.
Matt's got some good looking any hour, preacher. I ain't never seen one stand still. Got some Heritage Rhode Island Reds. We got some of those, Matt. I don't know, and to be honest with you, the Heritage Rhode Island Reds do look different than like the ones you get from the hatchery. You can tell them, you can mix them up, and you pick out the old styles.
The big red one we've got, is it old style or?
Oh, good deal, Amber. We got some of both. We got the ones Trevor got that are show quality, old style, and Matthew, we're drowning down here too. No, I do not, preacher. I do not. I might find you a red water boar. They don't even bother me, Judy. They eat me up all the time. I get in them working constantly. I just brush them off. They'll go to eat me. I just brush them off.
Yeah.
One bites her. She's on the ground screaming, hollering for a medic.
Yeah, but they don't bother him as bad as they did me. I'm borderline allergic.
Well, B-Bird, I told you that. They won't even sell them here. Stephanie, I bet that was bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was a toddler, we didn't have fire ants. They weren't here yet. When I was, I'm gonna say 12, 14 years old, we didn't have fire ants, coyotes, beavers, wild turkeys. Um,
600-pound boar. Yeah.
that's well, what's his name carried him over there. Well, it might be a good idea, Warren. I've eat freeze dry stuff. Clearwater, the one good. We don't have any pigs get out. We haven't had a pig out in 6 or 7 years. The last pig we had get out was old Big Sal. We were trimming pigs. She tore through the back of the shelter.
Yeah, but then all you had to do is give her a honey bun and she was
But
back.
mine, you get a bucket of feed and go feed them and open the gate, they run right back in there.
Yeah. You had Piggy on honey buns then. All you had to do is show her a honey bun. She was like, hey.
Well, Piggy's special. We got a 7.5-year-old, 800-pound Duroc sow. Just my puppy.
Yeah, and she's honey bun trained.
Clearwater. I this is well, at $2,600, I don't never have one. Well, bucket training is a good thing to have, Clearwater. Same with your cows. Bucket trained cows, bucket trained horses.
We've got some friends who give their cows treats, those little apple flavored treats, so that if they ever get out, all they gotta do is shake the bucket and they'll come running. Tim.
Who?
Tim and Joanne.
Oh.
I don't even know if they still have cows, but they used to do that.
You talking about in the hog pens? Big bird ain't much you can do except till them up, burn them off, and I'm not sure how good that works. We do, Brian Jones got ducks hatching. We do a clean pen, dirty pen system. We have 2 pens that are considered dirty. When the pigs go in them, they're wormed on the way out. So when they go back into other pens, they should be as parasite free as possible. We explained that in a video or two, but the state says if the place is pretty dry, they won't live that long, but I've heard they can. What's the Jordan saying? I missed it and it won't come back.
Talking about driving around London and that he did that for 5 years, and it was tough.
Yeah, we got a letter, Judy. Yeah, I do. Well, anybody went in here the last couple of weeks, y'all know somebody did a drive-by and killed my prize gilt. But Ark and I had a big 600-pound gilt that you could put her to sleep. You could rub her stomach, she'd flop over like a puppy.
She liked playing with the dog too. She'd run around. You would think that she was a dog. She just looked a little different. Her and the dog would get out there and play and run around, and she'd jump and just they'd have a good old time. She thought she was a dog. Speaking of, come here, say hey to everybody. Come here. You want to go outside, don't you? Well, Samson don't want to be on camera. Samson's right here. But pigs are really smart. They swear that they're one of the top of the smartest animals. Hey, Johnny. Yep, that's the one.
What?
He was asking about if it was the one in the hypnotized pig video. And I said,
Yep.
yep, that's the one.
Somebody shot her and killed her. I'm assuming on purpose. If it was an accident, I'm not real sure how it could have happened.
Well, Warren, I've heard a lot of people make potbelly pigs pets. They
Well, that's what they're supposed to be, right?
yeah, I guess they're just the right size. Put them in your house. I don't think I really want them in my house, but people do. What are you doing? They said that Ireland's roads are only single lane, slower pace of living.
Oh, everybody around here be dead if we had single line roads. We can't pass each other on too.
Yep, G was saying that when you'd been offered all that money, you should have took it.
Well, she was not replaced. You know, she's gonna have pivots worth $400 a piece. That kind of been selling the goose that lays the golden egg.
Yeah.
But that has crossed my mind. That
Something about milk. I'm not sure. Matthew said he likes pork in his frying pan, but probably not running through the kitchen.
you ain't gonna have no pig in the house.
How about potbelly pigs?
Oh yeah. Well, I ain't. You know, something I want to warn y'all about. You know, I don't know if y'all hear me or not. I'm having to stand up. My hips bother me. I've been riding that tractor all day. But pet pigs, big pigs, full-size pigs for pets, ain't usually a good idea. They're too unpredictable. They'll hurt you.
Hey, Gail's Southern Living.
Yeah, they are smart. Just wait till you trying to keep them in a pen to figure out how to open the gates. And I don't know why they would have done just vandalism. I guess Clearwater. I don't know why they would do it. But we have something that's never happened to me. But I had hey Gail Southern Living. I've had my neighbors have had this problem before. And you know Big Mike you've seen in the videos, he tried his best to talk me out of putting those pigs where you can see them from the road. He did. He said it was gonna happen. He said somebody's gonna ride by here and shoot them. I said, there ain't no way. I don't have a nemesis or anything, you know. And I know most superheroes do, but I don't. And I never really thought anybody would ride by and shoot my pig. I mean, it never crossed my mind as a possibility. But they done it. And there is the off chance somebody was shooting at a squirrel 3/4 of a mile away and the bullet fell down and hit her. I mean,
Freeze-dried eggs?
yeah, that's powdered eggs, I think. Well, I don't know
Well,
if they be
how do you
freeze-dried,
freeze-dry?
dehydrated. I don't know. I ain't never had a freeze-dry. I've eaten freeze-dried apple chips. I got a freezer. The man's done said they were $3,000. We ain't never gonna have one. Well, that's that. You told a mouthful right there, Arkin. A big hog or a cow can hurt you by accident just as bad as if they were trying. In fact, I think I've probably been hurt worse by accident than I have when they were trying to hurt. Yeah, B-Bird, tell us about dehydrating. Is dehydrating, I assume, be much cheaper. And how long will it keep?
Well, dehydrated stuff keeps them a long time.
Well, you know, something I'm going to be honest with you about. I see people all the time trying to dehydrate like peas and beans and stuff, and that'll do that naturally on the plant. I mean, it'll dry out on the plant. Lisa says you can dehydrate it for 25 years. That's some NASA stuff right there.
Huh. Add water and they're just like new.
But that litter of pigs we've got here right now, same mama and same daddy as that yield. The Hampshire came out in them a little hard and prick here. That's the only difference.
Spaceman food.
I tried that dehydrated ice cream one time. It was a special kind of nasty.
I've never had dehydrated.
Don't you remember they used to make a big deal about having dehydrated ice cream on the space shuttle or the rocket or whatever. And you buy the dehydrated ice cream like the astronauts have. Well, Stephanie, we do.
Huh. Preacher said he ate a bunch of it in the army MREs.
I was trying to think what in the MRE was dehydrated. The mile bags you put the freeze dry food in. I didn't like it, Warren. I wasn't really impressed by it. That's right, Johnny. That's exactly right. We used to do the same thing. That's a mountain thing.
Well, Arkin, he kind of did something wrong there, even though he didn't mean to.
Well, intent counts. Matthew V. We can and freeze. We've never done much. The only dehydrating we do is like dry beans. And we've let them dry down in the field. And my mama used to do some dehydrated apple chips and banana chips and stuff in the oven.
I still drink Tang.
Yeah, you're weird.
I like Tang. You get them in those little individual packets, put it in your water. Good stuff. Chris was talking about $3,000 a while ago, freeze dryer.
Well, I thought Preacher said it was $2,700. As soon as I get my hands on $3,000,
We found that buying zipper good, you gotta get decent Ziploc bags, and doing the water drip thing where you drip them into or drop them into the water.
you put them underwater and push the air out.
You push the air out. It's so much more efficient than the freeze the
Well, we had a sorry
vacuum
vacuum sealer
sealer.
too. Our vacuum sealer was pretty crappy. Vacuum seal does make a big difference. That's one of the things we like so good about our meat processors is vacuum seals everything.
Yeah.
And it'll keep forever. Or close to it, you know.
Yeah, nearly $3,000. At least the one that Danny and Wanda got.
All right, Gordon, good night. We're glad to have you.
Good night.
Take dehydrated jalapeno bread and deep fry it. I bet that is good. Huh? Darling does some, baby bird. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Arthur. I'd want a walk-in cooler for $3,000. I want somewhere to hang a cow for 2 weeks. We do more freezing than anything else, baby bird. But some things just don't freeze well. But
Well, we got a
freezing
great
so
big
much easier.
freezer,
But we got a giant freezer, so.
and then we got a little freezer. So we've got plenty of space for freezing. It does take up the generators though when the water goes. I mean, when the power goes out.
Clearwater. Some of my deer hunting buddies have made some. Took a shed and insulated it really, really, really good and put 2 window units in it. That's right, Clearwater. That's what I want it for. That's the reason we can't do any. Stephanie said they'd be able to walk in for less than $1,000.
Huh.
I bet you could.
I got to
you know.
have some contacts we don't have, I guess.
Well, no, you just got to have a really, really good insulated. You got to have a really good insulated building. Maybe knowing how to insulate it right would make a big difference. That's right. Freezing is that's right, Arthur. The cost of everything's gone sky high, Clearwater. Everything. You can't afford fuel, lumber, seeds, fertilizer. Go buy a bag of fertilizer. John said a cool bot. I'm supposed to know what a cool bot is.
Brett, it was something I was more familiar with as far as the freezing. I knew more about it than Cannon. Cannon was just kind of like I dove in head first and didn't know what I was doing.
You gonna think this is a joke or a lie, but we tend to buy an acre garden every year, between a half and an acre, depending on if we're doing sweet corn or not. And traditionally, I use 2 50-pound bags of fertilizer. It's all the store-bought fertilizer I use. But I do have to use those 2 bags. Are you going to use dry fertilizer or liquid nitrogen, Clearwater? Don't be afraid. It needs it. It'll make a big difference. Just do not put poultry litter on it. Other than that, go right for it, you know.
Yeah, apparently somebody's put out turkey scat or something lately that's horrible.
Well, it'll mess your land up.
Everywhere stinks around here.
Okay, well, it might be what they do, Johnny. No, we don't, Arkin. And I tell you why. Pig poop as fertilizer is a little bit dangerous. Oh, there ain't no telling me burn a lot. We ain't never weighed them, but like squash, we don't plant that much squash,
So
maybe
many
3 rows.
squash.
We get 3, 4, 5 gallon bucketfuls a day. You get a 10-quart bucket of okra, 10-quart bucket of tomatoes every day. We got like 1,000 ears of sweet corn or something off of 15 rows, about a quarter of an acre, you know. Not even that, really. It won't even that. We'll do some videos and show y'all.
We need to, the squash this year, we need to put something in between them so they won't overlap so bad.
Well, I don't even know what that new ground is going to do. I use 10, 10, 10, or 12, 12, 12, or 8, 8, 8, or if you got to use 8, 8, 8, you put it a little thicker. But I don't use much. We use chicken poop, pure chicken poop right out of the
San Diego.
And we use cow manure. Oh, the pig manure. Well, you don't use pig manure in the garden. There's too much stuff that pigs can get that people can get, and too many parasites. You end up with tapeworms and roundworms using pig poop fertilizer. And that actually happened to my brother. So we don't use it we did it one time. We don't anymore.
And if we grow something in the pig pen, it's for the pigs.
Well, you can grow it. You can use it for fertilizer as long as you're not. What am I trying to say? You can eat something that grew above the ground. Like you can put it to sweet corn, but you couldn't like put it to lettuce or nothing you would eat raw, even if you washed it, or nothing that grew in the dirt. I wouldn't suggest it. In fact, that's kind of all here. You can pump Havagoon waste on grains, but you can't pump it on produce. You know.
Use it on hay.
You know, I've done that before, preacher. Yeah, and you use it on hay. But all it did was attract every raccoon for 4 counties to my garden and had a bunch of holes dug. Foxes dug them up.
Our foxes, they will dig up just about anything. They like produce. And they love watermelon. They will go and bite every watermelon.
Oh, High Desert Homestead Ranch. How you doing tonight?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, y'all. High Desert's brand new. Y'all get to know him now. He'll tell you a little bit of, and we forgot to do that. It can, Arkin, but so is that pig crap. So is the chicken crap. I mean, chicken crap's high nitrogen until you burn something right up with it. I've done it.
Yeah. Rabbit poop.
Yeah, rabbit poop's the best thing in the world.
Yep. We had a neighbor that came and got all of our rabbit poop. He was tickled to death.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't need it. We had so much here. Hey, just picnic. Look, everybody kind of get to know everybody right quick. We're supposed to do this. Somebody should remind me. We're supposed to do that every week. Everybody needs to get to know everybody. And with new people coming in, you know, I forgot to do my little thing. Yeah, well, composting it will help, but Stephanie, I figured out you just put it a little further away from the plant and don't put it so hot. Most people over fertilize anyway. I don't know, Judy. Our foxes like lime. Just like, you know, putting salt on it to them or something. They don't even phase them. When we have to bury dead animals, we'll lime them. They dig right through the lime. They'll tunnel right into them like a dead cow. They'll tunnel in and eat for a month. But Stephanie, if you'll put that,
Lauren is gonna leave Seattle and come to North
you'll put
Carolina.
it about that far away from it and put it in a line beside it. So this is your plant. You put the chicken manure in a line right here and the bag of fertilizer in a line right here, and then chop it around it. We got a Patreon page, B-Bird. And apparently I got 2 Patreons, but I don't know how to even check it.
We'll figure it out.
Patrons, they be patrons, not Patreons. We got 2 patrons. You might take over for a minute, Darling. That Steve's killing me. Trying to keep it. I'm right here, y'all, if you need to ask me something. That cherry's about to kill me.
Jim Knowlton, new to your channel, really appreciate you in mid-Michigan.
Oh, good to meet you, Tim.
Jim.
Jim, sorry.
Jim.
Good to meet you, Jim.
Just picking it said hasn't been able to catch live lately. We've been so busy catching up on market gardening, it's been hectic around Homestead.
Whew. That's what we're going to try to do this year. We're doing the market garden thing again. I'm dreading it.
Judy said that she put lime down when her dogs died. Amber's in southern Colorado. Our little family's just starting our livestock journey. I can't even talk. Thank you both for sharing your knowledge and personal experiences.
Well, now everybody does know if they run into a snag and need to know something specific, all they got to do is email them.
Yeah.
We'll try to.
Chris is really good with keeping up with his email. Sitting off to the side here.
You move it however you need to.
Okay, that's better. Somewhat. Okay, there we go. Stephanie, hello all market gardener in Madison County, Virginia, zone 6B and 7A. Man cannot live on bread alone, but from every word that comes from God.
Ask the preacher what zone we're in. I don't even know. I
Preacher,
ain't never
do you
heard
know
of the zone until we were on YouTube.
what zone we're in?
Well, the same one he is, I think. It follows the coast, I think. We're in the same one as like deep south. I saw that on a map one time.
Eight. He said we're in 8. Alright. Kiki said probably shouldn't say, but I'm in sunny northeast central California. 250,000 bikers in town this week. Do raised bed and container gardening and play with computers and such.
Don't forget the kitty cats.
And he does a feral cat rescue.
I got a feral cat rescue. I'm not a cat guy.
B-Bird here in Texas, they just opened 100% back to business. I think also in Mississippi. That's B-Bird. Yep, we saw where they had opened Texas up.
We ain't opened back up yet. Whatever happened to me in the beginning?
SoCal Pal is first time on our channel, and we're located in eastern North Carolina.
Well, that's where we are.
Country Homestead, no, I said that we are. He
Oh.
asked, well, that's where we were located.
He's made some, they made some
Preacher
comments
said that
on it.
we are 8B, I think.
What does that mean in English?
I don't know.
All I know
Johnny
too,
Vanoy is 7A. Judy's 7B, she thinks. But
Judy had to be the same thing we are. Pretty sure.
Clearwater is 6B. Warren is 8B there. But he is the opposite coast. He's in Seattle. Lisa's 7B. But our last day of frost is the end of May, and the temperatures rise to 99 in a couple of weeks. Just pigging it. Finally butchered our runt from the batch of feeders that we did last season. He took almost 10 months and hung out around 220.
Wow.
First one we've had that wouldn't grow,
Well,
no matter what we did.
You run into that sometimes. That's not, don't be, it ain't your fault. You can have the best pigs in the world, and you get one every once in a while that won't do it. Now, your chances are better with good pigs than not having it happen, but it still happens.
Kiki said he was never a cat guy either until 3 of them adopted him.
Well, I might like them better, but I ain't never had one cooked right.
Anyway, Brett is zone 6B7. Mimsy's been taking a break. Yiki is zone 9B here with lots of shade on his lot.
What does the A and B mean?
Hardiness zones.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I know we plant potatoes in February. That's all I know. And broccoli don't grow here.
Chris, we are 8. Preacher said it again.
So are we the same preacher is?
I guess. He said we are 8. It's being on the coast that makes ours so good. That was Warren said that. SoCal Pal says our ranch is in the avocado belt about 1 hour north of San Diego. Yiki said I am picking ripe tomatoes I planted last September. Warren, I bet stuff could grow good that here. I've got too many comments, baby. You're gonna have to help me keep food. Matthew V said that he wished he still had that good dirt from down in Mount Olive.
I'm way behind, y'all.
Zone 4B. Arkin, I love it.
Did you welcome everybody in? Hey, Amber. Amber's
I
in
may
here.
have missed some people. I'm sorry if I did.
Oh, I'm way behind. Hold on.
And so am I.
B-Bird, they claimed those Magnolias got red meat, but when I seen one dressed, it didn't. It really didn't look like it to me. You know, it didn't look like beef to me.
Army Mobility Officer. I did not catch him, but
Hey, Army.
Everyone? And he's 7B in North Alabama. Amber's growth season is 90 days. Just picking it. It's 4A up here in, what's M in? Maine?
Or Minnesota. If I missed your comments, y'all, I'm sorry. This tablet won't let you.
B-Bird. Chris, is there such a thing as swine
Yeah, I
meat
answered
being-
that.
Okay.
Them Magnolias, they claim they got red meat.
Warren says we grow most things here except for real hot
We
weather
can't grow
plants,
much
citrus
cold weather
trees.
stuff here.
Um,
Our cold growing season, like the
Preacher
spring,
said that it's getting hot in Bama.
like we can grow collards and cabbage. We can't do a whole lot with broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. It's too hot, just a boat. It's too hot too fast.
Brett said they're in zone 6 and 7 depending on who makes the map. Did you tell the preacher that they asked about kumquats?
Well, you're supposed to be reading the comments. I'm sharpening them up.
Well, Dave Beetle,
Been around all county.
how are you doing?
Black dirt in the bucket. You ought to have a greenhouse. That's probably the way to do it. Hey, Dave. I ain't never grown a cum. I don't know if I've ever eaten a kumquat, preacher. Y'all got an excuse. I hate this tablet about the comments. She's on the phone.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, I mean, she's supposed to be reading them to me on the phone.
Alright, Matthew and Judy are talking about being from Mount Olive. Matthew's from Mount Olive. He's in Randolph now. Has been for a long time. But he's still from Mount Olive. So
Well, we're not
says,
anywhere from Mount Olive. I mean, we're right down the road from Mount Olive.
Yeah, we're not too far off. Have to grow cool weather crops in the winter down there.
Well, we'll get
Lisa
just
said-
cold enough in the winter it won't work. You know, we got
Said that she can't grow kohlrabi either.
grow what? What is a kohlrabi?
I don't know. Judy said, cool, Matthew, I lived in Asheboro years ago, went to Randolph Tech. The preacher said, looks like a little orange. Kiki said, Mom had a kumquat tree a couple of blocks from me,
Looks
but
like
I
a little
never grown
orange.
them. Yeah. Kumquat jelly is yummy.
I've never had a kumquat.
Erasmataz, great.
We got a muscadine grapevine and a scumpernong wild in the woods. That's all.
Well, not erasmataz. And then there's, Lisa said, sweets. Stephanie said, zones based on average lowest temps were on the cusp, so it had to go to track those temps ourselves. Geeky said, we didn't hit freezing this year. That's 3 years with no freeze. Matthew says, Judy, we're on the southwest of Asheboro City. Got a little 18-acre homestead. And Lisa said, that's a ball that has leaves sprouting from it. It tastes like it's between a cabbage and an apple. Ew, that's
A
not
cabbage and an apple.
that's not a good cross, I don't think. Cabbage and an apple. Ew. Alright, we're caught up for a minute anyway.
I don't know about y'all, but I can't abide by duck knives.
Yes, there's already a lot of mosquitoes here. They attacked today. That was the first day I
Ain't
noticed
a
them.
mosquito for 50 miles.
There is too.
Woman, I live outside, and I ain't got bit by a mosquito yet.
You're just sour. They don't want you.
Well, I ain't got bit by me.
Judy said that they're about the size of jelly beans, but they look like an orange.
What, the mosquitoes?
No, yeah, I think she's talking about kumquat or kohlrabi one. Kohlrabi is a mild radish. What is the acreage limit on a homestead? I don't know. He'll be right back. How about a caper? A caper, is that kind of onion?
Caper.
Caper?
Heard about capers. Can't get them in a jar sometimes.
Uh-huh. Brett said the weather's been wild the last couple of years.
What were they
I
asking
don't
about?
pay
Acreage
much
there on
attention to the zones. Plant the same things at the same times every year. Just
Stephanie
read it.
says Germans make sauerkraut with, well, be careful, Dave. That's what took my brother out.
We really enjoy
I wouldn't do it, William.
microgreens.
Every pot belly I've ever seen anybody dress didn't work out too good. Well, I like it hive, Des. I think it fits pretty good.
Well, I've never had sauerkraut with apple, but I can try it. I like sauerkraut. Let's see.
I don't think there is an
William
acreage
Wright,
limit.
how you doing?
High desert, I think you'd have 1,000 acres still be a homestead. It's more of a,
William Wright wants to know, what do you think about raising potbellies for meat instead of traditional
I wouldn't
ones?
do it, but I mean, these people
Well,
do
he's
do
asking,
it.
so.
Well, I ain't trying to be smart or anything, but I don't think I don't even see the point of the coons and the Julianas and the Idaho pasture pigs and stuff like that.
Did you High Desert said that I only asked because my wife wanted to add.
Ain't paying attention.
What?
Nothing. What'd you say?
I'm reading. I know I'm not paying it. I don't know. Never mind.
You better be nice to me. That's right, Lisa. That's a good way to put it. So this is a way of life. What did I miss?
Preacher made dilly beans this year. Definitely no on potbellies unless you just want a pet. It's a trendy word.
I personally, I don't see, I think you'd be fine. High Desert. I mean, I like it. High Desert Homestead Ranch. That's got a good ring to it. But I will tell you something we found out. The shorter the name of your YouTube channel, the better off y'all. You'd be better off to abbreviate it as far as YouTube terms. Like us, we'd be better off if we just shorten our name to HSHW. You know.
Just Picking It wants to know if Preacher grows micros. And Stephanie says the whole zone thing just seems to confuse.
Well, like in
Really,
North
we
Carolina,
should
it ain't no legal
honing
homestead.
in on optimal growing temperatures.
You're a commercial farm or nothing.
And Preacher said that's fermented green beans.
Now you can be a commercial micro farm because that's what they consider a mini farm, micro farm.
And Brett says homesteading refers to a lifestyle unless you're trying to make it legal.
Well, see, like some states have homesteader causes, like for tax, like I think Florida does, and maybe Texas. Y'all people that are from there tell me if I'm right or not. But some places a homestead has legal ramifications, like they can't foreclose on your homestead or kick you off of it or something. But North Carolina don't have anything like that. You know.
Matthew's got to go.
Night, Matthew.
Good night, Matthew. All right. Let's see where we're at. Home. Okay. Yes, just Picking It. That was the Preacher. Judy said I lived in a huge chocolate brown and white trimmed house a couple of miles from me. Don't cut my hair. Okay. High Desert said that thanks y'all. Yeah, it seems to be a trending word as of late. Nothing against those that names their such. B-Bird's in the process of building a smokehouse to smoke their bacon and jerky.
I tell you what, a friend of mine made our bacon for us this year. She don't like it. You talk about something fit to eat.
Mine's too much of fatback.
It's real bacon.
I'm
Messes
just
it
not
up.
much on fatback. But the flavor's wonderful. Okay, Chris, what is the legal description of a micro farm? Brett says, I don't know if you can make it legal here either. It's just a name for them. Texas homestead means you pay less property taxes. William Wright said that.
Yeah, I knew that was
Alabama
something to
has a homestead exemption. Preacher said that one.
And there was,
I guess we're a nano farm. Only cultivate 1/18 of an acre for profit.
okay, here's the better of all in North Carolina. You got to have at least 30 acres under plow, or in agricultural use, to be pasture or tilled land. 40% of your income has got to come from said farm. And what was the other one?
I don't know.
There's one more stipulation, but I can't remember what it is.
You have to have so many animals.
No, you don't have to have so many animals, but you got to be 40, basically 40%. The size of your farm don't matter, just how much income you make. You got to make 40% of your income off of it.
High Desert says it's great advice about shortening your channel name. Lisa said that her uncle would test his sharp knife on his arm hair. He does that too.
Yeah, but he didn't with bald on.
Army.
By Bill Dawson?
In Alabama, you can claim homestead exemption and get lower taxes. Homestead.
See, we can't do that here.
Home for Alabama.
There ain't nothing government help homesteading, you know.
And then just Picking It. We're just getting into it. What are your favorites to grow?
If you're what they call a hobby farm, there ain't no. You got to make a certain. It's got to be a. It can I don't know, the micro farm thing, they sent me a letter. We're considered subsistence agriculture, but because we have livestock to sell and make some money off of it, we're a micro farm still. So that means I get a little help, you know, with things. Now we got a little bit of money this year to help feed hogs because of everything that was going on and stuff like that. So.
Alright. Judy said that Arkansas does that too, the states. B-Bird, I'll be honest, I've been tearing my hair out trying to think of how to make a living on our farm. I don't seem to know how.
Who said that?
B-Bird.
Well, tell B-Bird to email me. I can give, I can come up. I tell some
B-Bird, can you hear him? He said email him. Judy said hardly any property tax. Stephanie said pretty sure Virginia doesn't do that either.
Yeah, they don't do.
Just picking it. Watch Fit Farmer. He taught us we like broccoli and tried sunflowers. Same in Florida. Army Mobility Officer, I get $25K knocked off his property value.
Well, see, they don't do that here. Now you do get, your property values are cheaper for farmland than they are for residential land, but I mean,
Said
it's not.
just shows you who really owns the land, and then B-Bird suggests.
Okay, let me tell you something. It's like my cows. Y'all know I hated to sell my cows. My cows were kind of my pet cows. I'm not gonna lie to you. I tend everybody else's cows for them, hundreds of them. But I had 5 that were mine. You know, and once upon a time I had a rented pasture a couple years ago and I had 55 that were mine. But I hated to get rid of my cows. But the truth is, small scale beef operations don't work. You can't make the money work out of them. There's no way to do it. But what you can make the money work out on is you can buy feeder calves, especially at cattle prices now where they're giving them away. And you can get feeder calves. Sometimes you can work out a deal with the guy that's got the calves and get them for nothing. You know, if he wants some beef, you can get an extra one to feed out and feed him out one. He'll give you all of them. You can't. I mean, they ain't worth hauling off. They won't bring nothing when you get them to sell. So instead of selling cattle and giving them away with beef, $40 a pound at the grocery store, we're going to start selling beef. You just got to think outside the box. You got to cut out the middleman. You know, you got to have a better product. There's got to be something like us. If we had to sell feeder pigs at the public auction for $15 a piece, I'd have to bury all these hogs. I couldn't feed them. Nothing, no way I could feed them. So we switched over to selling breeding stock, more heritage bloodlines, something there was a demand for, something I knew something about. I was lucky I knew something about what people wanted. You know, something that I was raised with became popular again. There was a little bit of luck involved. But we started selling breeding stock. We started selling show pigs. We came up with our own cross of pigs that would win shows and was a little bit better than everybody else's. And we started making a little money. But it took years and years and years to do it. And it took a little bit of luck and a little bit of paying attention. And, you know, it can be done. But there's no get-rich-quick scheme. There's no magic bullet. There's no making $1 million raising fish and worms or making $1 million raising ducks. What the best you can hope for is to kind of come up with a bunch of diversified stuff. Everything makes a little bit of money. And at the end of the year, you made a little bit of profit. And then sometimes things have to carry each other. You know, like here for a long time, the pigs carried the cows. Now that I figured out what to do with the cows may carry the pigs. I mean.
Okay, Matt said that Georgia has a homestead exemption for anybody who owns a house and claim it. It doesn't mean actual homestead, it only knocks maybe 100 a year off from me. The term, Brett said that the term homesteading was a slur there when he was growing up. True, feeder
It is here now.
Are the way to go right now, especially with beef prices. Heard a friend say stimulus checks start coming out already. Those direct deposit get first. And Preacher wants to know what it's a feeder cow.
A calf. Like a feeder pig. It's a weaned calf.
Right.
Usually between 300 and 600 pounds.
Stephanie,
Hey, Chickenlandia.
start with 2 million.
We see,
that'd be
preacher,
about
I've still
right.
got the cow pasture. Yeah, SoCal, we've got some other friends in California that have, we've heard all about that.
Hey, Chickenlandia.
It's good to see you. But I can make a little money selling beef. I can't make any money selling cows. It's like pigs. I can make a little money selling pork. You got to cut out the middleman. And you got to have something people want to buy. And like our pork is so much better than store-bought. If you ever get anybody to try it, they're willing to pay a premium for it. And we sell a bunch at Christmas just for people to send to their family that's moved off away from here for Christmas presents. You know, traditional Eastern North Carolina sausage and stuff like that, you know.
B-Bird asked about John's disease. Any
I don't
problems?
think he's got it in his cow, does he?
They said, do you have any problems? Well, he said, any problems with John's disease? Happy Friday, Kinfolk Farm of Georgia.
It's Yanni's disease, is how they say it. B-Bird, you probably know that. But it's a disease that ran dairy cow herds more so than beef cows. And they quarantined me one time, thought I had it, but we didn't. And I should have had some common sense and known we didn't have it, because my calves all come from a Yanni's free herd that my family owned, dairy cows, so I should have known we didn't have it. But had a boot camp vet, just got out of school.
Geeky told that Chickenlandia that was the right formula to make $1 million off chickens. Start with 2 million.
Okay. And a notice of full disclosure, I'm gonna tell y'all what chickens got me. Let me tell you what chickens got me now. Chickens cost me half my farm, all my timber, the relationship between my uncle and my daddy. My daddy hauled a gun around 3 years, gonna kill my uncle on sight. He was gonna shoot him on sight. That's what chickens got us. So other than 10 or 12 in the backyard, I want nothing to do with chickens. I don't even like eggs anymore. I don't even really like Bojangles. That's what chickens got us.
All right.
Chickens got us an auction, is what chickens got us.
Do what now?
That's what cost us everything.
The chickens?
Dave, I don't know. I don't know how. I sell by the head a whole lot because we don't have a set of scales. That's right. You got to know your market, Stephanie. Well, Warren, years ago, my uncle and my daddy built some commercial chicken houses, and it just about cost us everything we had.
Chickenlandia said they took half your home but stole your whole heart.
That's.
Yes, she loves her chickens.
Yes, Matt, it's commercial chicken houses.
You're kind of fond of the
It
ones
was
that
Purdue.
we have.
I mean, I don't mind 10 or 12 in the backyard, but I will never have commercial poultry again. Because we got the houses about half paid for, and then they just pulled a contract for no reason. B-Bird, I'll tell you one better than that. Well, we make our own chicken feed, SoCal. If we did, we couldn't. If we had to buy feed from the mill, we couldn't afford to feed nothing. That's why you see all these feed mills around here. We got to make our own feed. Too many of my friends and family grow grain commercially for me to buy feed. Can y'all hear me tapping the screen? B-Bird, I have some timber I need to cut, and they told me that we had to pay them to cut it. But you know, I try to tell people that in these videos. It's the well, Matt, it may not do that with everybody, but like Goldsboro Milling with the turkeys is going bankrupt this year. So the big commercial outfits have been a downfall of many a small family farm. You're scrounging, trying to come up with something to make a living, and they talk you into it, and it's going to be this great thing. And you get a $500,000 or $1 million in debt for the houses, and if they pull their contract, and that contract, well, good night, SoCal, and that contract is all one-sided. It's all to protect them, not you. You can't quit them, but they can drop you at any time. And all they got to do is pull that contract, decide your farm's 2 miles too far away to send the trucks to or something, or your numbers are down, or they got to cut a farm or two, their family is doing bad. Yeah, we got the same problem, Stephanie. We got plenty of predators. That's right. You got to do everything their way. Well, you know what's so funny about it is years ago, my granddaddy started. Now, I've always wanted a sawmill myself, B-Bird. I've always wanted a portable sawmill. We used to be in the tree business, had lumber aplenty, right? Timber aplenty. I always thought that sawmill would have been a good thing, but we're not in the tree business anymore, so I don't know. But I'm sure you get all the free logs you want. I know you can here. I don't know about everywhere else, but my granddaddy started with turkeys back when they were raised on the ground. These big hog wire fences. Had a turkey house, and they went outside. Back when you had to dress the turkeys to sell them. You raise a batch of turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas, you had to clean them on the farm. And Goldsboro Milling come in and put him out of business. Hey, Thomas, good to see you. And now they've gone out of business. Warren we do, but, you know, the deal with farmers markets is out here in the country, nobody buys anything. Like, everybody's got a garden, everybody's got chickens. You can't sell eggs, produce, stuff like that. You've got to go to a bigger town, which is between an hour and 2 hours away, and you got to sit there all day, pay rental on the booth. I've got a couple of friends that do okay doing it, but they're not doing great. The Barefoot Farmer's a neighbor of mine. I've seen on TV, Barefoot Farmer. And
I don't know if he's nationwide seen on TV or local TV.
Well, he's on PBS anyway.
Yeah, kind of local TV.
And he sells like shares of the farm. Everybody gets a box every week. And he does, yeah, I mean, he's still in business. I assume he's doing something right, you know. And he sells to a lot of local restaurants, and we have done that in the past. We used to sell to grocery stores. My daddy grew produce on contract with the Piggly Wiggly stores. We grew watermelons on basically contract. Yeah, chicken, Andy, that's right. Get a box of whatever the farm produced that week. If they got a milk cow, you might get a gallon of milk a week. You might get a pack of sausage if they, you know, it's a way of doing things. What? That guy's making it work, preacher. But it's took him, you know, me and him talked about it. It's took him years and years and years to build that up, you know. I mean, it ain't something he just done, you know. We've grown grain sorghum, Army. I've never grown the kind that she made syrup out of. We've grown grain sorghum. High desert, we got butterball here. That's what goes well is butterball. North Carolina, I think, is the second or third, or might be the first. It's top three. That's something to change turkey producer. I think we're top three in hogs too. You know the bad thing about having 1950s tractors is they don't have any cushions on the seats.
I'll be right back. I'm still here. He keeps turning it. Yep, butterball. Huh. Kinfolk and Matt are neighbors. Yep. Keep moving the camera. Well, at least he's not flipping it upside down anymore. A while ago, he was flipping it upside down and backwards and everything.
What are you talking about?
I told him to keep moving the camera. I wanted the camera whenever you got up, and I had to move the camera. And you moved the camera. So I had to move the camera back. Okay.
Bear with me, y'all. We're gonna walk
He'll be
around.
right back. It's beautiful here today. It was like 70 something degrees. It's like 70s. Almost 80. It finally stopped raining, and now Chris wants rain. He sat in the garden. He's going, "When's it supposed to rain? When's it supposed to rain?" I'm going, "Not till next week."
Well, we can make do without it. It'll be alright. You can't get potatoes up too small. After reset, I'm gonna be mad. Like they. Actually, after I said 3 times, you're definitely too small. Ask everybody what they know about Connex boxes.
Anybody know anything about Connex boxes?
Shipping containers.
Good, kinfolk. How are you? Let's see. They were saying it's 60 in Indiana. It's 50s up where Chickenlandia, Pacific Northwest.
She ain't too far from.
She's near Warren.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Both of them are Seattle area, give or take. The country here is number one in the country of high desert. The county here is number one in the country for turkeys. More turkey sheds than homes around here. Good thing that they're docile. I don't know what would happen if they decided to rise up. Ooh, that would be bad. Turkeys get pretty big too. Warren said that they're warming up. The high is 59 tomorrow for them. Chickenlandia says she's originally from Texas. Bieber said, "Do you follow the Farmer's Almanac?" I believe in the Farmer's Almanac more than he does. Thomas Schmidt, have one and keep all my feed in it. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. And Lisa said they're supposed to have a balmy 47 tomorrow.
Y'all let me catch up on the comments here.
Army officer said he lived in a Connex box for a year in Baghdad. William Wright says Connex boxes are good for feed, storage, but the cost of getting one can be pricey.
Well, they're actually pretty cheap here, I think.
Um,
I think I can get a 40-foot one for
18 inches of snow in the last 48 hours. Good gracious, I desert.
I think I can get one by 2,000 off. A good one, good solid one.
Chicken Lindy, we were talking about fire ants, no joke. We were talking about fire ants earlier, Chicken Lindy. They are tough here too.
That's what always happens to me too. Geeky, every time I plant any cool weather stuff, it always bolts. That's what everybody tells me, mobility. Make sure the roof don't leak. Of course, the guy that sells them here says he guarantees they don't leak.
Well, could you do like a cool seal type deal on top of them if they?
Best thing to get one don't leak. And the floor ain't rotten. This is metal, mobility. I don't work with metal.
So it said the floor
I ain't no
would be
kind of
metal
carpenter
too,
at all.
wouldn't it? Would the floor?
But I don't work with metal. No, the floor's plywood.
The floor's plywood?
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought the floor would be metal too.
Well, I'll tell you my idea, mobility. You know, you shot the hog. Well, them hog pens are 50 foot long. A 40-foot Connex box would almost put a bullet shield in front of them, you know. But they better try to put a plate carrier on a pig.
William Wright said that it wouldn't be bad. I guess it all depends on location. Back in Virginia, we just used old reefer boxes.
They deliver them. It's included in the price. Yeah, I wouldn't want to try to make a house out of one geek, but I'm talking about just building a shed out of one, putting lean-tos on it.
High Desert was asking, are most folks on this chat from eastern or southern U.S.?
We got them from all over everywhere.
One or two from the Pacific coastline region.
We got them Australia, England. We got viewers all over the world.
Geeky said he
We
said
got one
some
with a
nice
boy
homes made from Connex boxes.
Got one little fella from Thailand sends me email every day about pigs.
Pignets in Minnesota. Preachers in Alabama. Texas, B-Bird.
B-Bird, I'll be honest with you. If I had to live, I didn't realize it was a Connex, Thomas. I thought it was an old trailer. I really did. I thought it was an old like box trailer, Thomas. I really didn't realize it was a Connex. You might have said that in the video, but I didn't catch it. Well, we won't much better than that. No, it won't minus 30. No, we ain't never seen minus 30. But it was 30 degrees the other week and 80 today.
Clearwater said you can make a cooler out of them with a cool bot and AC in it.
William said he's in Virginia, raised, relocated. I've always felt like if I couldn't live here, Texas would be the second best thing. East Texas. I think we fit in East Texas. Or I would. Yeah, I couldn't deal with a temperature swing. I couldn't deal with minus 30. Nobody here is prepared for anything like minus 30. We ain't never been at minus 1. Not really.
We do wind chill minus.
Well, we've had wind chill to 0 or something.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll have a minus 1 or 2, but that's wind chill. That's not really.
Well, that's a common problem, High Desert. Yeah, I like 30 degrees, much less mine 30.
Warren said that they went from foot of snow to 60 degrees. I don't either, Army. I don't like cold. Not if I can help it. William Wright said that you'd fit in Central Texas. Gicky me either. He said he's not prepared for minus anything.
Yeah, I'll go on all that one.
Stephanie said Virginia born Navy brat lived all over back in Virginia probably until she dies. Chicken Lindy's gotta go.
Good night,
Children
Chicken
need her.
Lindy.
See you. Bye bye. Hi Desiree says I think I'm finding out why I loved helping my grandfather and working all my summers growing up. But it's another thing to have the weight on your shoulders.
Well, it'll run you crazy.
Just speaking it said spent most of the summer getting ready for the winter.
Yeah, I hear that from folks up north a lot. A whole lot, you know. And we don't really have a winter by y'all's standards, you know. Our winter's probably about like your fall. You know. It did snow once.
We don't get much snow. Maybe once every 2 or 3 years. Maybe.
2 or 3 inches every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. We get more ice. We get a little bit of snow and then it gets too cold and we'll get ice and then ice gets all over the power lines and just makes a big mess. Yeah.
Current goes out and freeze.
Yep.
We ain't got good heaters, so everybody freezes to death.
It's just nasty. We get nasty weather. We don't get pretty snow like everybody else gets. And then we get a lot of mud because it warms up in a day or two and it all melts and we get lots and lots of mud. Good night, Matt. He'll be back in a second. There he comes. Matt's going.
Oh, good night, Matt. Well, y'all got to remember now, we're in eastern North Carolina, right close to the ocean. And where the water rushes down to where we're at and it stops and crawls to the ocean. So,
Army, same thing here. He said when it snows in Bama, I run to the store for milk, eggs, and bread. Snow melts less than 24 hours. When it snows.
And old women knifing each other over a loaf of bread. You strumpet, I saw it first. I've seen them do it. Well, it gets in your blood.
Just Phoenix is definitely mid-season up here right now. We start to thaw out and it gets nasty.
Well, we just get muddy.
Yeah, we get lots
We
of
just
mud.
get muddy. And I told you we think about digging a pond.
Just speaking, it says your winter sounds like our spring. It's nasty like that right now. Lots of ice storms and sleet.
Well, we don't get many ice storms. You got a fair chance of it being 75 degrees at Christmas. And then what gets you in trouble here pigging it is we don't get cold. You know, like I said, it might be 70 degrees on Christmas Day. You be walking around in a short sleeve shirt. And then 2 days later, it get down to 18 and all your pipes freeze. Nobody's prepared for cold. You know, we only get cold 1 or 2 days a month during the winter. Or you might get a week cold. And I understand that's kind of a new thing that it wasn't like that in the old days. You know, that's one of the reasons we can't kill hogs and stuff like we used to is because they don't get cold enough to cut meat up.
Stephanie, it's the same thing here. Everybody wants French toast when it snows.
When's the last time you made French toast?
I do that once in a while.
When's the last time it snowed,
milk,
bro?
eggs, and bread.
Oh.
Everybody talks about bread sandwiches. Or milk sandwiches, excuse me, milk sandwiches.
When they should be buying soda crackers and pork and beans and stuff you need with no electricity to cook it. Y'all don't understand about this stuff. Oh, let me tell y'all something. A long time ago, we had that hurricane, right? And the power went off. Well, everything around here is electric. And I was outside cooking on the gas burner. And ain't about 5 people watched that video. It's back when it first started. It ain't a good video, no way. But I was talking about I guess some people with the light company shared it around because I was talking about how hard the light company was working to get the power back on. People didn't understand how hard they were working. I mean, their power's off too. They don't have any home. Can't go home, take a hot shower, turn the lights on. They can't fix theirs first. And they're out here working day and night, and the storm's still going, and they're climbing light poles and messing with the electric wire.
And going into flooded, what was it, the box that we had that was flooded?
Yeah, apparently the substation that supplies us is in the low grounds for the river, and it goes underwater. So when we have a hurricane, they can't cut our power back on until the substation comes.
And they said that the substation was hot and underwater. They had to go in and fix it. That was bad.
And well, anyway, I've had 4 or 5 people make snotty comments about me. I was frying bacon on a propane burner, talking about how stupid it was to be frying bacon on a propane burner. And I just want to ask y'all, what would the difference be between frying bacon on a propane burner under the carport or frying bacon on a gas stove?
Same thing, right? Just one's in the house.
Yeah, Warren, them boys, I mean, they put their life on the line, you know, keep your lights on. I ain't never had to do it, but I've watched them do it. And I've gone out and had to fix their equipment for them when it broke. And they've called me to go out there and work on stuff. And I'm like, y'all crazy, you know. Less grease on the counter. Well, their point was they're talking about how stupid I was for frying bacon over an open flame. I'm like, you gas stove in your house, if you got a gas stove with an open flame, what in the world?
Gas stove in the house runs off natural gas? I thought they run off propane too.
Some of them do, some of them don't. Oh, I didn't take nothing wrong how I did it. Well, now they acted like they meant it, you know. You know, Stephanie, I ain't never had a grease fire. She did. Burned the house down.
I did not burn the house down.
She burned it up, not down, I'm sorry.
I singed the kitchen really bad and smoked up the whole rest of the house.
House been here 35 years. Ain't nobody made it burn it down yet. She's been here 3 weeks about to set the house on fire.
It was more like 30 years.
It don't matter. Well, Piggy, you know, I grew up with a wood stove. And the actual wood stove, not well, I don't know. You know, I've had a lot of people tell me stuff. They just talk immortal junk. Like me working with that gloves on. You'd be amazed the mess they preacher. You think you want a wood stove. You think you do. But you don't. It'd be fun to do like at your hunting cabin where you have to do it on the weekend, but if every meal you cooked, yeah, that's depressing, ain't it? That's to go along with a $500 light bill. There's a lot of aggravation. My grandmama got away with one on what she did because she had me to tell her to go hide it. I swear she had to do it herself. When she got old, she'd have got her a letter. Piggy said he burned his down to fish fry on the porch. Well, I'll be honest with you, Piggy, my carport's concrete, so if we did spill some grease, it just, I guess, burn out on the concrete.
We hope. And not melt the.
Have I ever told y'all the pig cooker story? I'm gonna tell y'all the pig cooker story, and we gotta get right to go to bed. Years ago, a friend of mine came up here and wanted to borrow my pig cooker. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, in East North Carolina, we have pig cookers with these big grills you can hold pigs on. Call it a pig picking or barbecue or whatever. And well, I get him borrow my pig cooker. He's a good friend of mine. It's a true story, y'all. It's a true story. I ain't gonna mention the boy's name because it'd be mean. But he borrowed my pig cooker and he asked me to help him cook the pig. Well, back then I worked a public job and they won't know why I could get off work to go help cook the pig. I had to work every day. But I told him, I said, I'll get off work about 1 o'clock and I'll go by there and check on you. You know, and I'll help you turn the pig over. If you're going to put him on about 8, I'll go there at 1 and help you turn him over. I didn't have a real fancy pig cooker, old homemade thing I built when I was like 16. You had to turn him over with 2 tobacco sticks. Well, I get there, and this boy's sitting on the ground out there by the pig cooker crying. He's 30-year-old. And I walk up to him and I asked him, I said, what in the world? He's a little old bitty fella too. We called him Shorty. I would tell you that was his nickname. But he probably won't 5 foot tall. Little old bitty fella, real muscular though. He's a bodybuilder. I guess he had that little man thing on him. But he was sitting there crying, and I got to look at him, and his hair was singed, and his old beard was singed, and his mustache, eyebrows. I said, what in the world happened, Shorty? And he kept saying, I'm a failure. I'm a failure. So what do you mean you're a failure? He said, I'm a failure. I said, boy, just tell me what happened. He said, well, the fire blew out. I said, all right, well, that ain't no problem. He said, look at the pig. And over the top of that pig cooker, and the pig was blowed all to pieces. He was in about 14 different pieces and black as charcoal, right? I said, what in the world happened, Shorty? He said, the fire went out. I said, well, all you got to do is open the lid and light it back. I told you that it'd blow out. Sometimes you open the door too well. He said, no. He said, I'm a failure. I said, what do you mean you're a failure? He said, I crawled up in the pig cooker. He said, I tried to light it. I opened the lid like you told me. And I tried to light it, and it wouldn't light. So I got to thinking that the little slots in the burner were stopped up. He said, so I crawled up in the end of the pig cooker. This pig cooker's hot now. I mean, it's scalding hot. It's 400 degrees. He said, I crawled up in the end of the pig cooker, was looking in the little gas ports to see if they were stopped up. I thought the fat had dripped on them and stopped them up. I said, all right. I said, what happened then? He said, well, I couldn't see. I said, no, you didn't. I knew where it was going. I got my junior detective merit badge. I'd already figured that. And anyway, he crawled up in this doggone pig cooker with the lid shut. He had pulled the lid down, had the gas on, and crawled up in it and struck a cigarette lighter so he could see what he was doing. I swear to God, you can't make this mess up. And it shot him at the end of that pig cooker like the human cannonball and blowed that pig up against the lid and broke him all to pieces and burned him up. His daddy was sitting there laughing at him. I hate to admit, boy's daddy was laughing at him. And he said he shot him at the end of that pig cooker 30 foot. He said there's a ball of fire big as the house come out of that thing. It been sitting there leaking gas the whole time. But you talk about making $1 million on YouTube. If a fella had that filmed, and he tells the story better than I do, you could get some views on that joker now. But that happened. That happened. And we all felt so bad for him. We went because it's a local restaurant and got him barbecue carried back to him. But we're going to do a video on cooking a pig. We're going to start cooking. I got a little bit of one, chopping some barbecue when we went to John's wedding. But I said we were going to run to 11 o'clock, so I'm going to let y'all, well, you might hide this. We got our first check from YouTube the other day. Sure did. We made $100 this year with it so far. That's a true story too. I mean, that really happened. That ain't even embellished. I mean, that happened. But y'all I'm not gonna let everybody say goodnight to each other and everything. I hate to rush off, and we'll let y'all finish your conversations and stuff. And I'll be right back in just a minute to sign off. But remember, in case anybody leaves before we get back, I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll be back in a little while. I think there's a nerve or something. When I sit down, the chimney pinches it.
Well, we're gonna say goodnight to everybody. Let's see. Have a great weekend, and now we got a few more. Good night, y'all. It's good to see everybody. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. I don't know how to do this now. I'm not sure how to do this. Oops. Darlene. High Desert asked what my name was. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. And this is my first time doing this one, so let's see how we do this. How do you turn it off? Oh, yeah. Good night. Thank you, High Desert. Okay, this. Okay.